Teacher's Pet, Keeping Friends Together. Hello, I'm Frank, the director of Teacher's Pet. In a previous video, I have introduced how to register your school. Now, after registering your school, sorting out the payment, I'm gonna log in as a Year 3 teacher and start to do the class allocation. So I log in, select my role as Year 3 teacher. Now I am on the first step of a simple 3-step process to allocate your classes. So what you see here are a list of class allocation requirements. You can pick the requirement that you think is relevant to your school. We know different schools, they have different emphasis. They may pick different requirements. So for this test's sake, I will pick a few requirements. I want the classes to have evenly mixed academic levels, and I want obviously the classes to have the same size. I want to keep friends together. I want gender balance. I want the students in each class to be different from last year. If you don't tick this, then if other requirement and student details don't change, then next year the algorithm may create the same class list as the previous year. I will tick the secondary language and must exclude, because some students I don't want them to be in the same class. Now I will say next year there will be 4 classes. I'll call them 3A, 3B, 3C, and 3D. Save class, save task, done. Okay, so on this step 1 I finished. I selected all the requirements which I want to apply when the class lists are created. Now I can complete step 2. So currently there's no students in the system. I will go to upload data. Here you need to pay extra attention because here you upload your data files into the system. The system have very strict requirement on the file names. This is for your own benefit because after you've been using Teacher's Pet for a few years, you have all sorts of student files mixed, saved in the same folder. If we don't enforce strict naming convention, then you can easily get into a situation when you upload the wrong student data file. You got 2 year level students mixed together, all sorts of problems. Anyway, I already created some sample data which are generated by computer. So the student names are all generated by computer. I have one data file which contains the main most of the details of the student. Now, another file contains the exclusions, the students that can't be in the same class. Upload. Okay, I have 100 students uploaded into the system, and they will pick their friends because all this data is already in that data file. It also contains students that must not be in the same class. So these two students can't be in the same class. These two students can't be in the same class. Let's go back to this upload data tab page. I know you'll be asking this question: what sort of data am I required? How do I call your data? How do I name the data files? And how do I name the columns in the data files? For this purpose, click this Show me the CSV file format. It will tell you that you need to have the first file must be called this, and it's a CSV file, and the file must be in this format, so it has 2 students populated for you. And the second file must be called this, and you can see it says these 2 students must not be in the same class, and these 2 students must not be in the same class. This one you only need it if you have certain students that must be with certain teacher. For example, Adrella must be with teacher Alice Smith. So this takes all the guessing out of the picture. You can just follow this without needing to guess anything. This one do the same as this, but this one download the sample data files onto your PC. So I just clicked it. Because I have a 3 terabyte disk, it's browsing the disk at the moment. Okay, I'll save it to my temp folder. You can see this has the 3 files that were displayed just now, and if you double click this file, student data, for example, you can see you have all these columns. Let me adjust the column width. You can see you can all the test data populated with the columns. So okay, let's go back. So that's how you create your data file and create the columns in the CSV file. Okay, next step, I'll show you how to invite students to pick their friends. Just click this tab. By the way, you can see all the students, only the top 3 students have email address populated. All other students have this bracket test. The system is programmed so that if you see a student with this email, you will simply skip the student. This way, I don't need to send 100 emails just for the sake of testing. The system will only send these 3 emails because all other students is marked as test will be skipped. Okay, back to this Pick My Friends tab page. It has some introduction content that will help you to understand the process. But anyway, very simple. Emails valid for how long? I'll say you can decide email valid for 3 days, 7 days, or even 2 hours, because some schools set it, for example, to 1 hour, so that after this 1 hour, students can no longer change their idea. This can prevent students from pressuring each other to select themselves. Just click the send emails. You will send invitation emails to all the students. I'll pause the video and log into, I'll log into this email address and show you what is the Pick My Friend invitation email look like. Okay, we've just sent 3 emails to these 3 students. So this is one of the emails. This student has received this Pick My Friends email. You can see it's valid for only an hour. Click here to Pick My Friends. This link has got a secret student pin, which is unique for that student, encrypted inside this link. By clicking this, student doesn't need to log in, and then he goes into this page to pick his friends. Obviously, the data file we just uploaded contains all the friends already picked, but if this student hasn't picked any friend yet, this page would look like this. And the student would say, I want to pick, just type ADR, and you can see Adriana is the only student which starts with ADR in the year level. And I want to pick this student and Daniel. Save. So this student has these 3 students as her friends. So let's go back to the page. So we're talking about this student. If I refresh the page, as the teacher, you can see these 3 students are her friends. That's how students pick their own friends on Teacher's Pad. This way, you as the teacher does not need to pick friends for them. Okay, so after picking friends, all the data is ready to go to step 3, which is allocate the classes. Click step 3. It's refusing to go to step 3 because, as you can see from the tip, you have not finalized data input. So I need to click this link, finalize. Okay, now it's finalized. Now I can go to step 3. Okay, you can see in just a second or two, the four classes has been allocated for you. How do you see, you've got these four classes, but how well are the requirements enforced? So for example, friends, how many friends does each student has in the new classes? So the way you find it out is you click one rule, let's say this friend rule, then you click a student. It highlights the friends that this student has picked. So you can see this student got 4 friends out of 5. He desired these 5 friends and he got 4. How about this student? He got 2 in his own class out of the 5 friends he picked. How about this one? He got 3 friends. This one 2 friends. This one 4 friends. 1 friend. 3 friends. And here it says in average every student has 2.6 friends. Now if you click academic levels mixed, you click this requirement. Then when you click a student, it shows all the students with the same academic levels as this student, how it is dispersed in different classes. If you click gender balance, then you click a student, it shows all the students with the same gender as the clicked student. And secondary language, for example, you click a student, it shows all the students who are studying French as this student. If you click this show class allocation result summary, it shows a pie chart representation. You can see male, which is green, has 48% in this class, 44% in this class, 60% in this class. Academic level, this is blues level 1, greens level 2, and red is level 3. It shows how different class has been catered for. In next video, I will show you how to change the weighting of your requirements to affect to redo the class allocation, and how do you control the outcome by changing the weightings of different requirements. So this video we showed all the 3 steps, the full process of creating a class list. Thank you for watching.